One big thing about Skool is it is mainly focused on personal brands. It's focused on these online entrepreneurial style influencers, or not even necessarily entrepreneurial influencers, but just anyone with an online community and maybe already had a paid community or just had a large free community or free big following, and they discovered Skool and the ability to be able to monetize their community with Skool. And then people like Hamza, for instance, who already had millions and millions of followers, decided to join the Skool games and now make hundreds of thousands of dollars every month because they've converted a small percentage of their audience. 1 to 10% of their following is now a part of a paid community on Skool. Now, this is fantastic, and it's obviously helping all these big, personal brands and influencers start to monetize their following because of the audience they've grown, and because of the knowledge and understanding and experience they have, and the reason they grew the audience in the first place. I mean, Hamza was just making these kind of videos for a couple of years until a couple of them took off, talking about men, talking about Jeffrey and Adonis and all this sort of stuff. But loads of other influencers have been making money on Skool. Now, the problem here is that it's just been influencers. It's just been people that either already have a following or have been working hard on doing outreach, whether it's paid ads or cold outreach of any kind, to try and get a following to then invest in their thing onto Skool. And again, this kind of still falls into the requirement of you need a following, you need a fan base, you need people that you already have the attention of. If you already have the attention of tens of thousands, potentially even hundreds of thousands or millions of people, then Skool is an easy possibility for you. In fact, it's literally just the case of, starting the 2-week trial even they give you, and just immediately plugging it in your content and saying, hey, I've got Skool page now, it's free, but you can join it, or you can pay like $10 a month, $1 a month, because let's be honest, if you're an influencer, you're probably already making 5 or 6 figures or 7 figures a month. So an extra $100 a month isn't much to you. And then that allows you to have another community that you can bring all of your fans to. But in a lot of cases, there's still these influencers that are, just having a very low cost one because they've got tens of thousands of followers that are joining, and a small percentage of them will pay $10 or $20 a month. So they immediately recoup the money of the $99 a month for Skool. But this still doesn't help the majority of people, because just like you and me, we don't have millions and millions or even tens or hundreds of thousands of followers. We don't have loads of people that when we tweet or when we upload a video on any platform, we're getting tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands or millions of views, reactions, engagements, because we aren't influencers of any kind. And this is where Skool hasn't really catered to the majority of people that don't yet have personal brands, even if they're trying to grow them. But one thing in a recent video that this is what this point of this video is about, that Alex Hormozi explained, is how anybody can make money on Skool, even within the next couple of weeks. And because of the 2-week trial with Skool, this is technically a completely risk-free way to start making not just a bit of money, but life-changing amounts of money on Skool. I'm talking anywhere from a couple of thousand a month up to potentially millions per month. Now, most of these things typically sound too good to be true, but like Alex Hormozi broke down in this video, and I'll even try to remember to share it in the description below, and maybe in the comments as well, is that this is a very simple process to be able to do this, because you're leveraging what already exists out there in the world and in the marketplace. And by doing this, it doesn't require you to have built a following in the first place, or to have to try and build one yourself from the ground up now, and then you're worried that Skool will become a much more expensive thing in the future. Because there's always that risk with these things, is that as communities build up, you never know if the price is going to change. You never know what the platform is going to be like in 1, 3, 5, 7, 10 years' time once you've actually built the following. Because we don't build followings overnight, after all. Even Hamza's following or any other influencer's following, even one of the quickest a few of the quickest followings in terms of business entrepreneurial influencers, probably Andrew Tate, Iman Gadzhi, Luke Belmar, maybe someone like Jordan Welch or someone. Within about 18 months to 2 years, they amassed millions of followers. I mean, Iman Gadzhi went from barely 250,000 followers to about 4 million, subscribers on YouTube within about 18 months or so. And it was all planned and controlled, obviously, but it's just still, like, there aren't many people that have amassed such an exponential following in such a short space of time. Normally it does take years. And even then, it did take over a year to get, the millions of followers. But, again, most people, like us, we don't have even hundreds of followers in some cases. Granted, we have friends, family, and associations on our small pages, but we're not necessarily influencers. We don't have tens or hundreds of thousands of people that watch our content and engage with our content and want to buy something from us. So that's where this comes in. And it's such a powerful thing that Alex Hormozi mentioned, because obviously he's going to mention anything to do with the way that you can make money on Skool. And to be honest, this is one area that I thought, well, actually, I'd love to be able to do this, but I don't have a following, and 99.9% of people that would like to use Skool don't have a following. So, however amazing it might be for people that want to try and kind of Frankenstein a following out of doing like cold outreach and building some sort of online community from day one, that's possible, but it's not necessarily just like building an organic community from day one just with your content. Like, because I know like maybe 20 to 30% of the Skool community, or sorry for the mic bang there, but a lot of the people that join Skool, or at least like the small majority, are people that have just done cold outreach to try and basically sell people on their paid course or community that is on Skool. So that's what a small percentage of people are doing. Obviously, the largest percentage of people that make up the largest percentage of the revenue from Skool are the big influencers, the people that are making these like online money courses and communities, the people that have decided to use the brand that Alex Hormozi has mentioned about using the brand of Skool to drive more people to your business, to use the brand and leverage that to be able to make more money for yourself. Just like they're all doing, more and more people understand and know and are familiar and associate Skool with all these other influencers as well, and with Alex Hormozi and with Sam Evans as well, that founded it. So people are resonating with Skool and what it is. And so over time, if you say, well, I've got a Skool community, people will know it and it's automatically trustworthy. It's got authority, it's got familiarity, they've got good associations with it. But if you don't have a following, then what are you supposed to do? Are we just going to try and cold call people or do like paid ads that you spend the rest of our pocket money trying to sell people on a course? But people don't know us. There's no authority. And so if we're immediately just saying that, oh, we have a community, well, that's great. But if you don't have a community yet and you're just saying that I've got this Skool community, you're trying to you're trying to use 100% leverage just by saying it's a Skool community. And again, you'll get some people, and it does depend on what you're selling and what service it is. For instance, if you're making content and you're going to be reaching out to different people and you're going to be saying, I've done, I don't know, door-to-door sales before, and I'm going to teach door-to-door sales online and just sales in general in my Skool community. Yes, you might start making some money, and obviously you'll have the people you're outreaching to, you'll have the content you're making, you'll slowly be building knowledge through that. So all these methods that are already working, because it's proof through Skool that it is working, do work. But the main problem is, for 90% of people, close to 99% of people that don't have a following, don't have any community already, there's no fan base, and the fan base is pretty much the largest requirement to actually be able to leverage Skool effectively. But this one thing is what Alex Hormozi mentioned right towards the end of the long video, and I'll try and link it below if I remember, like I said as well. This one thing is what allows anybody to make money on Skool. And it is simply leveraging these influencers' brands. Whoever's not joined Skool yet and doesn't look like they have any inclination to join it based on the content, I don't know how, it depends on the frequency of how often they post and if they've ever talked about it before, or whatever content they've made to do with it. If they haven't, then it's an even more fantastic opportunity. If they have, then you know that they're a slightly interested person, maybe they're considering it in the background, but regardless, anyone that isn't yet on Skool provides you with an opportunity to be able to make money, because you can leverage Skool and you can leverage that influencer's brand and their following. And this is exactly what Alex Hormozy went in to explain. So let's say, for instance, there is an influencer with, let's say, 50,000 followers or 100,000 followers, because we're not on about mega influencers here, although part of what I'll explain in a minute is how you can target almost anybody with this and target any big brand, personal brand that is an influencer. If you go to a smaller influencer with, let's say, less than 200,000 followers, or less than 100, less than, 200,000 followers, barely six-figure followers. If you approach them and you say that you are going to put it all together for them, basically you are going to provide them with everything they need set up so that all they have to do is just agree to partner with you. And as soon as they agree to partner with you for a percentage, because you've built everything, they immediately have this finished Skool community. And obviously it will take, to work out what they actually want to use the community for. Maybe you're going to work with an influencer that just is a brand and they don't really have much going on besides just their personality and they're just making content. In which case maybe they just have more like Q&As and weekly calls with them or something, and it's like a cheap $10, $20 a month community. And you say, okay, you take 80% as the brand, I'll take it 20% as the person that's, set up the shop on Skool and everything. But this is the best way for you, if you don't have a personal brand or a following or any influence whatsoever, to be able to reach out to even small influencers, or I'll get onto big influencers in a second, and build them a Skool community, which, let's be honest, the actual building of the community is a very straightforward process, but again, for anybody, it's all about the convenience of it being done for you. Providing the free value of just the convenience is the ultimate, it's the ultimate irresistible offer. If you go to a small influencer that has 50 to 100,000 followers, and you say that, hey, look, I'm working on this stuff for you. I've spent the last, few days or a couple of weeks working on this information, and I wanted to get your idea on a few different thoughts on a few different ideas for a Skool community, and this is what I'd love to do, and then would you like to talk about it in more detail? Then you talk to a few different influencers that you've reached out to, anywhere ranging from 50,000 followers maybe up to 200, 300,000. You talk to 3 or 4 of them, and then out of all of them, it's, if you have a 20% chance of closing at least one of them, if you reach out to 5, you're going to get 1 deal out of 5. And you haven't had to put much time and effort into this, because again, all you need to do is come up with some rough notes and some ideas for what you want to implement and how you are going to spend the time implementing this stuff. And then you want to get their thoughts on it as well, so that you can implement it for them, again, saving them the time, the money, and the convenience of doing it for them. And then for the price of a commission, a profit share with them, where you take 10 or 20% or whatever it might be, and they take the main 50, 60, 80%, whatever. All they've had to do is just continue existing as the personal brand. You've come along, made this for them. It's not taken you much time or effort or money in any case, because you can use, you don't even have to partner with them until you're ready to go, and then you still have a 2-week trial before you even start up. So for no cost whatsoever, no risk, because you could even do this in your spare time, 20 minutes a day. You can literally gather all these ideas, gather a bit more information about the influencer. I'd preferably do it around influencers you already know, but still there's some, you could do research around influencers anyway. And within a matter of weeks, you can literally reach out to 4 or 5 influencers, maybe more, and get at least 1 guaranteed. And let's say they have 80,000 followers, which means that out of the 80,000 followers they have, let's say half of them join a free Skool community. And out of that free Skool community, let's say 10% of that audience, or 5% of that audience. So if they get, let's say, 30,000 people join a free one, or maybe they just want to do a paid one from the get-go. They just do a paid community straight away. And let's say 1% of their audience converts. So you've got like anywhere from a few hundred people up to nearly 1,000 people in a paid community that's maybe anywhere from $10 a month up to $100 a month. Say it's $30 a month because it's an influencer and they're going to do weekly live Q&As, they're going to do this and that, and they're going to have various content on there over time. And let's say that's making them 5 to 10k per month, right? Or maybe it's making like 20 or 30k a month, depending on the price tag you set for the thing you work out together. And if you agree to, let's say, do an 80-20 split or something like that, that's fairly reasonable for setting everything up. All they've had to do is be the brand and carry on, do a little extra stuff because now they've got a Skool community and they're making thousands more per month. So you've just made, let's say they end up making 10k a month from the Skool community to begin with, and it will still be growing as they grow their brand, and it grows even more because Skool grows, which means their brand grows, and it just works in unison. It's two brands working in unison together, growing each other. So you, just to begin with, within a few weeks, might replace your income or add to your income by making an extra 2 to 4k a month, just by having that 20% split. So the ultimate way to be able to use Skool, leverage Skool and leverage another influencer that already has a following, and be able to potentially replace your income within a matter of weeks, or even days, but just researching the influencers, reaching out to ones you know and ones that you want to work with potentially, smaller ones that have less than maybe a few 100,000 followers at most, and you could potentially make 5 to 6 figures per month working with them because of their audience. And you've just had to put in some time and effort of planning out what their potential community will be like, if they've got any content, what calls they might be doing, and you get to leverage Skool and that influencer, and you get to start making money. So for you, if you don't have a community, if you don't have a brand, if there's no following that you have, this is the best way to be able to make money with Skool. Leverage Skool and leverage someone else's brand that they have, someone else's influence. And that is what I learned from Alex Hormozy the other day on his pitch about what Skool is and the power of Skool. And that is why it's been a great investment for Alex Hormozy, because he knows that, yes, it's amazing for influencers and people that want to start building communities, but there's an opportunity here for anybody to leverage Skool and the brand of Skool and Alex Hormozy and Sam Ovens, and leverage another influencer to help get them on Skool as well. And as both of those brands grow together, your income is going to go and grow and grow and grow and grow, and then more opportunities. So you don't have to have any following to start making insane amounts of money with Skool. So I just thought I'd share that with you today. And if you are interested in it, I'll share the Skool Games link below as well, if you actually want to reach out to an influencer and start considering this, because it's a very, very straightforward and simple way to potentially replace your income and make an entire business out of this, potentially a partnership with an influencer or multiple influencers. You could make a Skool influencer connection agency. But there you go. I thought I'd share that with you today. Hope you enjoyed. Sorry if it's quite long of a video, nearly 20 minutes, but thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.